Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Srimate Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Saraswate Deve Goswami Pracharine Nirvasesha Sanyavadi Paschacharya Satarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Goswami Pracharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Paschacharya Satarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Don't do anything. Stay up there. Stay there. Rama Rama Hare Hare Deva Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Ballabha Girivardhana Jaya Gopijana Ballabha Girivardhana Jaya Gopijana Ballabha Girivardhana Gopijana Ballabha Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Vihari 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 Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Oh, I moved my knee. Shri Gaurnitai ki Jai. I can't move, I have to keep my knee still for the whole time. Moving half an inch. There's some problem with this, you know.
I think it's on the other side.
Huh?
I think it's on the other side.
Is it? Because, okay, there's some problem with the connection. It's flickering, it's unstable. You may recognize this picture. How many of you recognize where this is from? Somebody put your hand up and suggest. Where's it from? Bhaktivedanta Manus. Somebody said it, I don't know who said it. You put your hand up, you broke the law. You put your hand up afterwards. We'll let you off. It's Bhaktivedanta Manor. It's an old picture. This is from the 70s, of course, when Prabhupada was there, and which year, maybe 74 or 76 possibly. And that's the old Vyasa-san, beautiful, colourful Vyasa. It somewhat links up a little bit here when you look at the wooden panels here in the temple. Yeah, they have wooden panels, and they still do, but not to the extent that we do here. They're still there. Maybe you don't see them behind the Vyasa-san's curtain. You know, Srila Prabhupada. So today is the anniversary on the Vedic calendar, is Srila Prabhupada's arrival in Boston. We celebrated this, ironically enough, approximately a week ago. I can't remember. We were in Dublin, I think. Dublin. On the 17th of September. So I think something like a week ago. And it brought back vivid memories when I was in Dublin, because the same incident took place when I was in Dublin. When did the Twin Towers come down?
2001.
2001. Actually, we have a historian here. That's 24 years ago. So I happened to be in Dublin. It was actually on a plane, I think, when they came down. But I was in Dublin the day Prabhupada arrived in Boston. The anniversary, I don't mean the original day, of course. The anniversary, I was in Dublin. So we were reading, we were going through, not what we're going to do today exactly, but we were going through the subject matter of Prabhupada's arrival in Boston. And then I took a flight early the next morning, so it would be the next day, the 18th of September. I took a flight to England. I went to visit my brother who lived near Manchester. So when he picked me up at the station, he said, "Have you heard what's happened?" This was on the 18th September. Equivalent to the Vaishnava calendar, but it was 11th of September on the Gregorian calendar. You got it. I said, "I don't know what you mean." Devotees ask these questions sometimes about a particular point of philosophy. Well, you could answer it 101 ways, because you don't know what they're referring to. So I had no idea what he was referring to. He said, "You'll see when we get home." And as I entered his home, the second tower was tumbling down as I walked into the room. I thought it was a movie. And then I saw everyone in the room, all the whole family were there. They all looked like the world had come to an end or something. It was like the bomb had gone off. And everyone was like, ah! They couldn't believe their eyes. And of course, we know what happened. We don't know maybe everything that happened. We know that the Twin Towers came down that much. Apparently, we understand that the planes had flown from Boston to New York, right? On the 11th of September, on the 18th on our, I can't say the 18th, but on the Vaishnava calendar, the day after Prabhupada arrived in Boston. Prabhupada left the day after he arrived in Boston to go from Boston to New York. They were supposed to have come from Boston to New York on that very day, according to the Vaishnava calendar. 36 years to the day that Prabhupada had done the same thing, gone from Boston to New York. Now, why did they do that? So they say. They say it was an affront against the Western civilization, right? An attack on the Western civilization. We're better to go to the Twin Towers, the World Trade Buildings. We're better to go. It's like the heart of the Western economy, civilization, whatever you call it. And Prabhupada, on the order of his spiritual master, we don't preach this, of course, we understand it in a deep way, but the mission is to tear down the Western civilization. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said. Understanding not by the method that was attempted, or whatever it was, but by consciousness. To change the consciousness of the West, of the world, in fact. Change the whole world's consciousness, quite a long, we might say, a long way to go. We may say we're a little far from the mark, but maybe not as far as we sometimes think. But whatever it is, Sri Prabhupada came with his mission. Mission impossible, as some people said. Mission impossible. Even the Queen's council in Parliament said he's done the impossible. The Queen's own representative in Parliament said what he's done is impossible. People can't believe it's possible to change the culture. It's not just Indian dance or Western dance. It's a change of culture. Means consciousness. It's not activities. They follow. They may be supportive, but they're not the real essence of it. Anyone can do Bharatanatyam dance if they learn it. But it's not. That's not culture. Culture is our consciousness. The objective of what we're trying to do, or what the purpose of human life is. So we managed to last about 5 minutes. We're doing very well. Let's see how further we go. There's a sign of progress. Effectivity. 10,000 people are in the audience there. They've all got their hands up. Did you know that? I was speaking with Keshav Bharati Maharaj just recently, and he was there. He was at the back on the book table. When Prabhupada put his hand, this in San Francisco, 75 before. And when Prabhupada put his arms up, the whole audience, all these hippies, 10,000 of them, all put their hands up. And Prabhupada just, boom, everyone followed that. And you could see it at the back. We can't see that, we're seeing it from the back, on the front. So today we're going to chant this verse. It's in the first canto, 4th chapter, text number 6. So if it does go off the screen, you have to just look it up on your mobile or something. You can do that anyway if you want. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This may be a problem. It's touching the wires. Anyway, don't move it if you can avoid it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I think Christopher's getting the French copy, is that right? Yes, you are now. And you're going to give it to Gokul Rani, okay? French Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 4, text 6. And this verse is, well, you'll see when we get to the translation. Please repeat. Katam, alakshitaha, kodai, sampraptaha, purgangan, Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye Katam Malakshita Porai Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye Katam Malakshita Porai Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye. You don't like to chant.
Katamalakshita pore Samprapta kurujangalam Unmata mukha jadavat Vicharanga jasavaye
Katamalakshita pore
Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye. Any ladies like to chant?
Katamalakshita
Porai Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye. Katamalakshita Porai Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye. Katamalakshita Porai Samprapta Kurujangalam Unmata Mukha Jadavat Vicharan Gajasavaye. Katam. How? Alakshitaha. Recognized. Poraihi. By the citizens. Sampraptaha. Reaching. Kurujangalam. The Kurujangala provinces. Unmata. Mad. Mukha. Dumb. Jadavat. Stunted. Vicharan. Wandering. Gajasavaye. Asinapura. Translation. How was he, Srila Goswami, the son of Vyas, recognized by the citizens when he entered the city of Hastinapura, New Delhi, after wandering in the provinces of Kuru and Jangala, appearing like a madman, dumb and retarded? So you may wonder why on earth I'm reading this verse in relationship to Srila Prabhupada's coming to America. We will find the answer in a second. We can all relax. If we are allowed to, if the demigod of Samsung or whatever it is allows us. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The present city of Delhi was formerly known as Hastinapur because it was first established by King Hasti. Goswami Shukadev, after leaving his paternal home, was roaming like a madman, and therefore it was very difficult for the citizens to recognize him in his exalted position. A sage is not therefore recognized by sight, but by hearing. One should approach a sadhu, or great sage, not to see, but to hear him. If one is not prepared to hear the words of a sadhu, there is no profit. Shukadev Goswami was a sadhu who could speak on the transcendental activities of the Lord. He did not satisfy the whims of ordinary citizens. It reminds us of when Prabhupada said that, well actually we're going to read that. He was recognized when he spoke on the subject of the Bhagavatam, and he never attempted jugglery like a magician. Outwardly he appeared to be a retarded, dumb madman. But in fact he was the most elevated transcendental personality. You can see some kind of corollary here. Maybe there's a time difference, of course. There's also, I'm not sure what's happening there, something's come on the screen. Pardon?
You just used the remote to click.
It's gone. So, of course, it wasn't quite like Shukadeva Goswami. He was appearing on the scene with all the great sages of on the banks of the river Ganga or Jamuna, whichever it was, with Parikshit Maharaj and all the greats. Many great personalities were there, including Sutta Goswami and Vyasa. So many of these great personalities were assembled there on the banks of the river Ganga, or wherever, Yamuna, with Sukadeva Goswami when he entered. To the public, he looked like a crazy guy. Both what he looked like, maybe also what he dressed like. He didn't have any clothes on. He looked like a madman. You sometimes see these mad people walking around naked. We don't see many now. We used to when we were younger. Thank you very much. Oh, welcome back again. What to do? And Srila Prabhupada, of course he wasn't dumb and retarded, neither was Shukadeva Goswami dumb and retarded, but the people who saw him, you may not realize what it was like in 1960s, 70s. The people, everyone will look at you like you're from another planet. Are you mad? People. And if you start speaking, it's even madder. They consider you're stupid. What are you talking about? People could relate to it, a few people. But some people could. And when Sukadeva Goswami entered into the assembly there, and everybody recognized, they stood up and accepted him as the greatest learned personality, realized personality. Srila Prabhupada was just like that. Personification of Shukadeva Goswami, who entered into not into the assembly of sages, he entered into hell. And Prabhupada described it as hell. And we'll hear that in a minute. And nobody, absolutely nobody recognized him. Some people, maybe a few, like Gopal Agarwal, for instance, showed a little respect. At least he would put his cigarettes out when Prabhupada was around and would eat meat in the front of Prabhupada. And he was probably the most, you could say, of all the persons who saw him in the beginning, maybe in the Scindia Steamship Company, of course, the captain of the ship. But other than that, Gopal Agarwal was Indian. So he had some idea what, Prabhupada was a Swami. It meant nothing to anyone in America. An Indian Swami dressed with weird clothes, bald shaved head, white pointed rubber shoes. Hardly they could understand his English. He came, of course, as we know, Srila Prabhupada came on the order of his spiritual master, but also on the empowerment of Rupa Goswami. This is in the Radha Damodar temple. Prabhupada recounted how one time Prabhupada was meditating on how on earth he's going to fulfill the order of his spiritual master to preach Krishna consciousness in the Western world in English. And Rupa Goswami came and assured him that he would be with him. Have confidence. Your mission, just go ahead. So Rupa Goswami, if you've ever been there, you can see the samadhi of Rupa Goswami through the lattice window of Srila Prabhupada's kitchen there in the Radha Damodar temple. So today, and this is on 17th, this is for a different presentation. 1965 on September 17th, Srila Prabhupada arrived. And he arrived in Boston aboard the Jaladuta, as probably you all know. And of course we hear and understand that he brought with him 200 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam. first canto. That's the cover, but actually the cover had a beautiful picture of, the Vaikuntha planets with different bubbles floating in space, so to speak, in the Brahma Jyoti, and in the material, with a big bubble for the material world was there also, with Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and Shirdak, and so on and so forth. Quite, if you say for the general populace, quite a stunning cover to a book. Not something that people were ever familiarized with. Yeah, here it's similar to this. This is a more, you could say, I don't know if you call it refined, but a modernized version of that cover. But that was underneath that cover, these kind of, what we call, kind of browny, orangey, buff cover. And from the English point of view, the English was a little rough, to say the least. The printing was rough, the paper was rough, and there are many wonderful statements on this, which we probably used. How does that verse go? Tadvaya, you shall go. Yeah. Even if imperfectly composed is heard in some way. How does it go? Anyway, so great sages, even if it's imperfectly composed, they relish it. They hear and sing it with great relish. It's transcendental. Prabhupada's Bhagavatams, 200 sets came with him. 3 volumes, there's the 3, volume 1, 2, and 3, on board the Jaladuta. We're not going to tell the story of that, we'll be here all day. But they came. Well, Prabhupada said, usually we say Prabhupada brought 200 sets with him. Prabhupada said, no, I didn't bring a Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatam brought me. I came along with the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what Prabhupada said. He also had a little leaflet called India's Message of Peace and Goodwill. It's not a very good copy there. I could get a better one. Just, too many things to do. And that was published, actually produced by Mr. Choksi. Mr. Choksi was the secretary of Mrs. Samati Maharaji, who was the head of the Scindia Steamship Company, which gave free passage to Prabhupada from Calcutta to New York. So he, Prabhupada's with him, of course, on his instigation, he produced several thousand of these little brochures, Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada's message, you can see, everything was about Srimad Bhagavatam, wasn't it? He brought the Bhagavatam, he came when he had these 3 volumes ready. He felt that he couldn't go without the Srimad Bhagavatam. From the time he took sannyas in 59, and he started in 1960 to work on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Mrs. Samati Maharaji was one of the sponsors for his Bhagavatam. In fact, before Prabhupada left India, she said, Swamiji, no, I will not give you a ticket. I will not go. You will go there and die, Swamiji. I cannot let you do that. Besides, nobody there is interested. They are different. They follow a different lifestyle. They do not follow any of your standards. Well, you stay here. I will help you to finish off your translations and pre-publishing. She was preaching to him like that. No. Don't talk such nonsense. Mr. Choksi even poked his nose in. He said, Swamiji, I know where you're going to America. You want to go and enjoy your senses there, don't you? You nonsense, he said. You nonsense. Don't talk such rubbish. Prabhupada was insistent. She was insistent. Prabhupada eventually won. And Prabhupada, no one could defeat Prabhupada. Even Mrs. Samati Maharaji, with all of her efforts, she couldn't convince him otherwise. All right then, Swamiji. So she made all arrangements and chose a particular boat with a captain who was a vegetarian and a Vaishnav, and who was, on the boat. And that captain gave Prabhupada his own cabin to travel in. He gave him first-class cabin, which wasn't probably our idea of first-class cabin, but it was nonetheless the best cabin on board. And, the history of the journey over to America was quite arduous, to say the least. Prabhupada had heart attacks. It was really a rough journey. There was no way. He wrote one diary called the Jaladuta diary. The boat was called the Jaladuta, as you know, which means the messenger of the ocean. So a very profound, prolific title the boat, or the name the boat had. And because it was a 36 or 7 day journey, it was a long journey. going around India, through the Suez Canal, through the Mediterranean, across the Atlantic, especially the Arabian Sea was the most trying, very rough waters, some storms were there, and Prabhupada at that time also had several heart attacks. He thought he was going to leave. Krishna reassured him, maybe that's on these slides, I don't know. Let's see. Here's a picture of the boat. It docked in New Zealand, Rasikananda. Did you know that? It docked in Tauranga at one time. Okay, so let's see what comes up anyway. This is a quote of Prabhupada. The name is there, remembered. After all, he is officer. He knows so many things. It's a great history. There was 2 days I was attacked in heart on the ship, so hardship. Trivikram. Then you had a dream, Prabhupada? Prabhupada, Very sorry. What was that? Srila Prabhupada. That is, Prabhupada started that. The dream was, I must come here. Very sorry. It was some instruction we got. Prabhupada. The dream was that Krishna, in his many forms, was bowing the row. Bowing the row. What is that? Very sorry. Rowing the boat. He thought it. Bowing the row. He would often say words like that. You kind of knew what he meant, but it wasn't English, you know. It's like so innocent, so innocent. So that was a room conversation, anyway, talking about the journey a little bit. That's a painting. It's a terrible reproduction, I'm sorry. Hard to get things online without getting the originals. And that's somebody's depiction of the boat. According to Gargamuni's one is Prabhupada. But Krishna came before Prabhupada, assuring him he'd be with him. Not to worry. That he would make sure the journey was safe. That he, in his many incarnations, they would be rowing the boat safely to the destination. Rowing the boat, not bowing the boat. Rowing the boat. But according to Gargamuni, Prabhupada told him that it wasn't the Jaladuta that they were rowing. It was a transcendental boat in front of the Jaladuta, like Matsya. So pulling the Jaladuta through the ocean safely. Even if the sea was rough. That this transcendental boat with all the incarnations rowing it was pulling the Jaladuta safely across the rest of the ocean. As you know, the ocean, apparently the Atlantic crossing, according to Captain Pandya and his officers, they said it was the smoothest crossing they'd ever had. They asked him to come back on the boat to have a smooth return. That's Prabhupada didn't. The day, now this is from Prabhupada's diary, this is the day before arrival. The day is the 35th day of our journey, and yesterday night at about 10:30 p.m. we have turned one wheel towards northeastern corner from the Bermuda latitude towards Boston Port. It's amazing how Prabhupada would give sometimes so many details. Today, 1 cent was spent on, 2 grams of chili powder or something, Fine detail. Every cent Prabhupada recorded. Every cent. He kept a record of every cent he got and every cent he spent. He was so careful with money. So careful with details. We in the West, we're so wasteful is not the word for it. I don't think we even know what waste means. Pretty much everything's a waste. Throwing food away. Oh my God, if you threw food away, and when I joined this movement, did you get it? You got it left and right. You couldn't waste 1 grain of rice. Not one. Either on your plate or off your plate. We would take our hands around the pot. We never had these spoons in those days. And scrape the spot around the pot so not 1 grain of rice was left in the pot before it was washed. That's how we were taught. Nothing. Even Prabhupada was sometimes in Vrindavan, Hari Srila. Prabhupada would sometimes go in the kitchen and he'd see all these wastes from the cauliflowers. He would pick them out. You're wasting Krishna's energy. You say we're giving it to the cows, but that's not what Prabhupada had in mind. Don't waste. Don't waste 1 grain of rice. Prabhupada came to the West with no assets materially. What asset did he have? What asset did he have? Huh?
Did he have a few rupees? At
40 rupees, which was worth $5 at that time. You couldn't change it even if you wanted to. You couldn't change. Indian rupees were unchangeable in the West. They were useless currency in the West. But he had $20. He sold one set to Captain Pandya and he gave him 20 American dollars. So he had something. But the 40 rupees, he never even spent it, by the way. He had that when he went back to India in 67. Anyway, that's another story, we won't go there. And they received that Prabhupada says about the first officer we mentioned. I said, yes, it is all Krishna's grace. The first officer told me they never had such an experience of the Atlantic Ocean, and he ascribed the good luck to me. I said, Prabhupada said, yes, it is all Krishna's grace, because due to my severe type of seasickness, he has himself taken charge of the ship. In many expansion, whatever. No, you can't hear it. Of the Lord is rowing the oars. We shall certainly reach to America port safely. The whole day was clear, sun, shine, but at 4 p.m. the sky all of a sudden became foggy. You could say you could use this as some corollary. Something our life sometimes seems like bright, but suddenly it becomes foggy. The sun became dim, covered by foggy weather. The horizon is still visible. Oh, still visible. Let us see what is still ahead. The ship had stopped completely at about 6 p.m. on account of dense fog. Sometimes our devotional life seems like it's held up. Don't stop. Don't get off. Stay on board. Eventually the fog will lift. Be Lord Krishna pleased to get out of this fog. By the grace of Lord Krishna, the fog was cleared after 2 to 3 hours, and the ship started. The whole night was non-disturbing, and today, on the 36th day of our journey, we reached safely Boston Port at 5:30 a.m. in the morning on the 17th of September. And that is actually the Commonwealth Pier. It's an old picture. It's not the Jaladuta, but it's an old boat at the Commonwealth Pier a long time ago. There in Boston. Prabhupada says on the 17th in his diary, we are now in the dockyard of Boston, and at 10 a.m. the custom officers and others came on the ship. They have now issued the admittance permission after due checking, etc. I saw the Boston, Prabhupada got his visa there in Boston, 2-month visa, and he checked in there. I saw the Boston town with Captain. It is very nice. I should describe it in a separate note. We stayed the whole day and night at Boston till 4 p.m. next day. So 4 p.m. next day means the 18th of September 1965. So overnight they stayed there in the harbour on board the ship. Prabhupada was alone in his room. And of course the next day he wrote Markandeya Bhagavat Dharma on the 18th of September. Famous, very famous poem. Maybe tonight we'll sing it, or tomorrow we'll sing it. We stayed the whole day and night at Boston till 4 p.m. So 4 p.m. in the evening of the 18th, and then it left for New York. That's the Commonwealth Pier from the front, and very bad reproduction. But you can see it's quite old, judging by the cars. And it is quite an old picture right there. It's downloaded, somehow we got it. That's a sight from the Commonwealth Pier of what, maybe something like what Prabhupada saw. I don't know if it was so developed or not, Boston in 65, but that's what it looked like maybe 30 years ago. Boston City from the Commonwealth Pier. When I first came, Prabhupada said, this is from a lecture in Atlanta, I had no money, so I got a free passage through some Indian steam navigation company. I came by ship. So when I was on the ship at Boston Port, Commonwealth Port, I was thinking, I have come here. I do not know what is the purpose, because how the people will accept this movement. They are differently educated. As soon as I will say, get this in France, don't you? So my dear sir, you have to give up meat eating and illicit sex, and no intoxication, no gambling. They will say, please, go home. I was thinking that I will propose something which is impossible. Anyway, let me try. Hare Krishna. Alone, Prabhupada was a lone ranger. No one in the whole world cared or knew what was going on here. Nobody thought anything would come from this practically. Stay a month or two, back to India. You know, what could you expect? Different culture, different language, different everything. Philosophy. But Krishna has his plan. He took a revisit in 1968 to Boston. And that's Prabhupada's Boston. I'd like to read something, I don't know if time will allow, let's see. About Prabhupada's revisit to Boston and with his devotees. Where are you going?
We're getting up because we're standing up.
Going out? Where are you going?
No, we're getting up. We're standing up.
Standing up. I thought you were cooking again yesterday. You all left cook lunch. Dressed the days. Hare Krishna. Stretch the legs. Getting old. Oh, you were telling me, huh? You were telling me how you used to fall asleep during Prabhupada's lectures the other day, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't falling asleep, I was just in pain.
Oh no, we put you into pain.
No, the lecture's
I can
better.
finish there if you're in pain.
Much better now.
Oh, you're better, okay. You'd be amazed how many devotees used to fall asleep during Prabhupada's lectures. You know, it was, you know, what can we say? That can be commented on from different angles, but I don't know about here in France, but in England it was common, even the sannyasis would be, you know, head touching the ground regularly during Prabhupada's lectures. Dundas falling over.
Horrible, yeah.
Crack, you know, the dunda hits the ground. Whoop. Those devotees used to work so hard in those days, huh? During Prabhupada's time. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right.
You're lucky if you took rest before 11, and there was no question of resting during the day. It didn't exist.
I remember one devotee was sitting in front of Srila Prabhupada and just stay awake. She was knitting. And Prabhupada said, I did not come here to be knit in front of.
He said that in many similar things. He said that in his room in London too. Bhajahari Prabhu's mother was making a bead bag, and Prabhupada told her to stop and listen. He knew what to do. Time, place, and circumstance. The main thing is Prabhupada emphasized we should hear from the sadhu. That's what Prabhupada came. He brought the Bhagavatam, or the Bhagavatam brought him, to deliver that message of Srimad Bhagavatam as the revolution for this age of Kali along with the holy name. Hari's story, Prabhupada said, if you were only sponsored for 1 month, how is it you were able to extend your visa? Prabhupada, I was extending. Immigration officer came in Boston in boat. He inquired about this. So he asked me, Swamiji, how long you want to stay? So I thought that I have no shelter, I have no money, but I have got return tickets, and I did not know how long. He asked me, how long? I thought, in these circumstances, most 2 months, because I have no means where to stay. How to eat? Where shall I go? Prabhupada bought a bag of cereal with him from India. He thought, nothing to eat in America, just potatoes and meat. Nothing else. Liquor, potatoes, meat, maybe nothing else. So he bought a big bag of cereal. I don't know what it was. Flat rice, chip rice, I don't know what it was. Flat rice. So he brought that all the way from Calcutta, just in case. I guess he had it all. He didn't know what to expect, you know. He only got off the boat in New York, not in Boston. He didn't know where to turn left or right. He didn't know. Where am I? Most 2 months. He gave 2 months, sanctioned. I could not think that I should be able to, obviously Prabhupada talked about, go on like we've done. Right now. That 1 month were there sponsoring, so I thought another month, that's all. I got another sponsor for 1 month. This gentleman sponsored 1 month. So that is guaranteed. Then I can stay another month, that's all. After that, so I was staying here and there without any fixity. That means no fixed place. So I was extending visa. Each time I was paying $10, another 3 months, another 3 months, like that. 1 year finished, refused, no extension. So eventually Prabhupada had to go. He got some help to stay a little bit longer, and he had to go to Canada to get his long-term. When he was in his revisit to Boston in '68, there was a long conversation. We don't have time to read it probably, but this is just a little part of it. What if people don't want to hear a message, Prajuna asked. Which was what Prabhupada was faced with when he first came out. How on earth would they understand this message? He was appealing to Krishna. I have no means. Only if you are merciful to me to make my words suitable for their understanding, so that they can understand this message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada replied to Paduna, he said, the people might not understand our message, but Krishna will be pleased. Now this is an underlying essence of our devotional service. We're not here to impress each other, by the way. We're not even here to make lots of people, whatever we call it. We're here to please Krishna. That's the sole purpose of this movement. It has its external features, but the internal purpose of this movement is solely to please Krishna. So each and every one of us will have to look at our own lives to see where we fit into that part of it. But that is the purpose of the mission, to bring pleasure to Krishna. And that's, as we were hearing so sweetly last night, the essential feature of deity worship is this, that you do everything. We don't just do what we want. I'll give Krishna what I like to eat. Is that how it works? I hope not. I like jeans and t-shirt. I'm gonna, is that how you do it? No. Is it?
No.
Even our own dress, we try to dress to please Krishna, not to please our senses, isn't it? As much as we can. We try to keep clean to please Krishna. Krishna, we haven't got time, goodness. This is such a subject, which is basically the teaching of the sadhu. How we can become pleasing to Krishna. We can't expect it straight away with babies, and babies don't know yet how to behave very well. They poo in their pants and they do all kinds of strange things. But when they grow up, hopefully they learn a few habits which are a little bit better than that habit. Maybe not. So Prabhupada said the people may understand. But if Krishna is pleased, that is our mission. We must not be disappointed that no one is hearing Krishna consciousness. We try our best, but we don't become disappointed if no one's taking it seriously. We will say it to the moon and the stars and all directions. We will cry in the wilderness because Krishna is everywhere. We want to get a certificate from Krishna that this man has done something for me, not popularity. If a pack of asses says you are good, what is that? We have to please Krishna's senses with purified senses. Strong statement. Of course, we may not be on that level where we do need a little pat on the back sometimes. And we do need a little bit of encouragement. We're not so advanced. But that's the objective, huh? Simply to please Krishna. It's not the result within this world. That's up to Krishna. We surrender ourselves to Krishna, and whatever Krishna's mercy bestows upon us, that's our good fortune. We're not demanding. There it is. There's the Jaladuta. That's arrived in Boston Harbor.
Mini version.
It says it's the Jaladuta.
Very edited.
Huh?
Very edited.
Have you ever been on that Jaladuta tour of Boston Harbor?
Yes.
Has anyone been on it?
Yes.
You've been on it too. Of course you live next door. You were on it too, Goswami Prabhu. Every year on this day, the devotees today, what day is it today? I don't know. Maybe they did it on Saturday, but they do it on the day, or perhaps Saturday. I've been on it 2 or 3 times. And you go around the harbour all the way to the Commonwealth Pier with hundreds of devotees on board this rented boat which they title the Jaladuta. And we have a whole festival there with kirtan and guru puja and devotees' memories, reading about Prabhupada. Just imagine that we're there with him in 65. And we go to the Commonwealth Pier, we offer arti at the Commonwealth Pier, to the pier basically. And flowers thrown, and you know, I don't know what the local authorities think, but it's a wonderful festival, big feast. And then about 1 or 2 o'clock after the feast, we all get, not everyone, most of us get off the boat, and we go on Harinam into Boston City, all the way to the Boston Common. The Boston Common is a famous place in Boston, where, you know, lots of people come together. Huh? And devotees used to chant there regularly in the Boston Common in the late 60s. And on this day, the 2 times I've been there, I don't say it's every year, but at least two times I don't remember, going there from the Jaladuta to the Common, it was National Hemp Day. And for those who don't know what Hemp Day means, there's some laughing souls at the back there. Do you know what hemp is? You never heard it.
We went to Gurukul.
Huh? You went to Gurukul? What does that mean? I can't believe it. Come on.
It means learn the word hemp.
It's a kind of a light term to mean marijuana day. Hemp and marijuana are not exactly the same, but they're the same family. There are many breeds of hemp. Usually it means marijuana, if you know what that means. How much do I have to get into this? You have to look it up in the dictionary. Marijuana. And the Common nowadays, maybe not when Prabhupada was there, but the Common, Boston Common, is full of students. It's the Freshers' Day, when they come back to university. So it's a big day. There's up to hundreds of thousands of them there. There's millions of students in it. There's 55 universities in Boston, in and around the city. It's the University City of America. You know, Harvard, all these big unis are there. And it's packed with kids. You can't move. And it's just amazing. All the devotees go there. We have Harinam, Sankirtan, distribute books by the thousand. It's incredible. The last time there were 550 Bhagavad Gitas distributed on that one day to the students. It's amazing. Anyway, we'll move on. We haven't started yet, so I know the devotees have service. Prabhupada said, you cannot expect favourable situation. It is not possible. When I came in America, I never expected any favourable situation. We think it's not favourable, but Prabhupada said, I never expected any. I wrote that poetry in disappointment. Who will accept this? That is the position. By Krishna's grace, gradually it will become a favourable situation. But don't expect any favourable situation. You have to handle unfavourable situation and make favourable situation to preach. That is preaching. So Nityananda Prabhu, he went to preach to Jagai Madai. There was no favourable situation. They were drunkards. They caused injury on the body of Nityananda Prabhu. So this is preaching with only unfavourable situation. You cannot expect favourable situation. And still you have to preach. That is preaching. And we're just waiting for the day when all these wonderful Indian devotees will get it together and actually preach in the West. And some like Janananda are here and a few here and there. But rarely do they preach in the West. They come to the West and preach in the East. They just preach to the choir, as we say. They go to all the Indians' homes, seminars, only if 100 people attend. Kirtan melas. All nice, nothing wrong with that. But who's rolling their sleeves up like Prabhupada did? I'm going to hell. Who's doing that? We don't see many, if any, from India, right? Very few. They go get donut dakshins, followers, disciples, praise, back they go. Preaching to the audience. But if Prabhupada hadn't come to the West, there would be no audience anyway to preach. He did that. He went alone into hell and preached. It's not even like that now. You've got so much support, but still I don't see anyone doing it practically. Practically no one. Maybe there's a few, I don't know them.
We go to tours, Maharaj.
Huh?
We go to tours.
No, I'm not talking of you. You're from the West. I'm talking of Indian, wonderful Indian devotees. With Lord Chaitanya's order that everyone, Bharata Bhumite, Minister, everyone born in England, in India rather, should make it their mission to preach all over the world. That was his order. Hardly anyone's yet doing it. Maybe it will happen. Of course, some of our leaders, like Bhakti Tree Maharaj or Gopal Krishna Maharaj, were, but the followers have to take it up. All materialistic people are madmen. Nunam brahmata kurate vikarma. They are mad after all. So that they think that we're mad. Because according to Bhagavatam, they're mad. Still, by the order of the Superior Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have to do this preaching work. Actually, American boys are fighting against so many unfavorable situations. They are sometimes beaten in the airport. You know that? Still they are preaching. That is preaching. That is preaching. The unfavorable situation. So let me give up. Sometimes you think, oh, this is unfavorable. Let me give up. And imagine we wouldn't be here now if Prabhupada had followed that policy. That's for sure. There'd be no Hare Krishna movement outside a few temples in India. That would be beginning, middle, and end. None of the followers of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj would have come to the West if Prabhupada hadn't come. Other than a few original ones who went back quickly. None of their followers would have come. They only come because Prabhupada made a field for them to come into and pick. That's all. Prabhupada created the field, and some of them come and pick from the field, that's all. Never created the field, Prabhupada created them. They are sometimes beaten. Yes, that is not preaching to give up because it's unfavorable. Preaching means when it's unfavorable you preach. Not just go where it's favorable. You may do that also. You have to use common sense, but there's nowhere in the Western world that's favorable in one sense. That is not preaching. Yes, we must know that there is unfavorable situations. Still, I have to do. That depends on your brain how to tackle. You cannot expect favorable situations. And Prabhupada was in Tehran when he preached like that. In Iran. When a person considers, this is the translation of what the verse Prabhupada referred to, everyone's mad. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. You have to read the purport 554. So I'm going to tonight, 7 o'clock, I'm going to continue reading a most magnificent, wonderful Vyasa Puja homage on Prabhupada's arrival in Boston. But I'm going to finish this morning, I think we are. Let me see. There's one or two little statements, yeah. Here from Prabhupada. This is a letter Prabhupada wrote in 72. My dear beloved children, told to his disciples, please accept my blessings. I am so much pleased with your kind and affectionate words on the occasion of my birthday anniversary on the Nandotsava day this year, 1972. My Guru Maharaj wanted me to spread this Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world, and you were all helping in this great attempt. My spiritual master knew it that alone I could not do this great work. Therefore, he has very kindly sent you all to help me in this task. I accept you therefore as representatives of my Guru Maharaj, playing as my affectionate disciples. It is said that child is father of man. Kindly therefore continue your help in this great task, and act as my young father and mother in my old age. I am your ever well-wisher. That was a letter. And I would like to have a safe journey. Gaur Bhagavan is leaving us with his dear wife Safe journey back to Iceland. Iceland. Right, thank you for coming. Come again sometime. Thank you very much. They're preaching, lone preachers in Reykjavik. They're starting a preaching center in Reykjavik. Huh? Unfavorable, to say the least. Exactly. There's next to no association. Once in a while someone comes. Very rare. But they're preaching, some Indian people in that too. So, yeah, that's the spirit. I wanted to do something very special, especially for Radhapriya and I thought you might like a little slideshow of the Gurukul kids in 76, 77 here in New Mayapur. Well, it's not in the slideshow form, but I don't know. We'll try to put it up if you want to stop. You don't have to stay, but those who want to stay can stay for 10 minutes to worship if you want. This is the last one. But this is interesting, following on from the previous one. This is another conversation. This is part of a conversation when Prabhupada, actually I think it was later on, he was talking about his coming to America. Sometime, this is probably give an example, one piece of wire lying in one place, one piece of bamboo was lying in another place, and one dry shell of a squash, some kind of vegetable, squash, was lying. Just like that little drum that Jaladuta was playing down at my hut a few months ago. You may have seen the picture. What they call it? Gourd. And he dried it out and was using it as a madanga. It's quite good. And they were lying. So one intelligent man collected them all. So this dry shell became the tambours. What is it called? I saw it. I don't know. Like a sound chamber. What do you call it? Probably. Okay, sound chamber may be called. So with that dry squash, he made the sound chamber. But the bamboo he fixed up, and the wire upon it. Then it became a tin, 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 tin. And wire. Tin, tin, tin. Our organization, Prabhupada said, is like that. I was loitering in the street. Somebody was over there, somebody was there. Not combined together. International Society String Band. So a new name for ISKCON, International Society String Band. You sometimes think maybe that's, well, it's more like that. It's for Krishna consciousness. Not combined together. Yes, separately we are all useless. Together we stand. United we stand, divided we fall. Combined together with a common goal, common center, focused. That's what Prabhupada wanted. Cooperation, we all work together. We're all different. We all have our parts to play. We may not always agree, but we work together with a common goal, putting aside the differences and move forward. So, on that note, I'm going to finish this one. Will we be able to show that those pictures on here? Can you come and help me? I'm going to get out of here. You're going to see some funny things in a few moments, maybe. And then we hope, I don't want to say hope against hope, we have great hope. Where's it gone? That's the problem, we switched screens too many times here and I've lost it now. It was under France. Under France, up there. There, France. I had it on the screen, there it is. If you can expand it, is that? No, that's a picture. Special picture of France, but that's not what I wanted to show.
In one of these folders?
Yeah, it's in one of the folders. How to get to the folders? Oh my God, can you put it in a different format? I had it all ready to go, I don't know where it went to. Pretty small. Huh? What is it? France.
Is it in a folder or are they just separate?
It's pictures. No, it's pictures. France, PowerPoint, France plan, actually sent, national camp, New Mayapur. Shots from the past. Let's have a look at that one, see what that does.
It's the well.
There's a Shesha.
Uh-oh.
There's a cow.
Yeah, shots. Is it on the screen? Bring your chairs up close. Bring the ladies' chairs up close.
There's just
There's a horse there.
On a horse.
Huh?
A
cow and a horse.
What is that?
Little boys.
There's a horse there. Is it a horse?
Yeah, ahead of a horse.
That's not Hayagriva, is it? Is that Hayagriva?
Valley of a quiz there.
Valley, where? Yeah, Valley of
He's
Apple.
sitting on the right.
Okay. Bring up your chairs. Bring some chairs for everyone to sit at the front. Don't stand like. Bring some chairs, somebody. No, it shouldn't be Gopaswami. The younger ones, bring the chairs. Come on, you lazy guys. Come on, bring some chairs.
At this point,
Ladies, sit on the chairs. You were here, you guys. Sit down.
can't see.
Will it go forward if I press the button?
They will stand up.
Okay, give us
Huh?
some more shots.
What do we have to do now then? This is not
Oh,
PowerPoint. I want to put it on a PowerPoint with other pictures too.
The chairs are horrible.
What does that do? You're going to try to find assistance so we can make it go forward one by one by one. But this is not what I wanted to show anyway. But that was interesting. This is not what I wanted. I don't know where this comes from. This is not what I wanted to show. This is a different one. This is not what I wanted to show. Out of there. Huh? You recognize these devotees?
And Prabhupada.
Yeah. Oh no. Don't, we haven't finished yet, don't worry. Where are we? Where's it gone? Have I knocked it out again?
Oh no.
Get back there again.
Why going backwards?
I think you need one of
this is
your
all part of the fun
boys
here.
to be a little high
France.
tech here.
We haven't found what we're looking for yet.
It's like,
Let's put the green button there. I don't want that. I want to go to the menu. There it is. Stop.
We got those guys.
Let's see what we got. Actually, New Mayapur, Paris photos. No, Paris personal. Paris in France. Property in France. Property in New Mayapur. Property in New Mayapur. Photos. Where did I see it? Where did I see it? Where
we get to see all
How
of
many
your
photos?
I was looking at. I showed your husband. Where is he? I showed him this morning. You went through it with me. I said to you.
Maybe you can help.
Oh
The
God!
new Micro contracts.
I had it all ready to show it, but it doesn't show up now. Let's go to
Maybe
photos.
tonight we can
Yeah,
Let me go to photos. Let me go. Hold on. No.
The Krishna book.
No, no.
The Krishna book version.
Huh? Is there anything in New Mayapur photos on the screen? Anything? Otherwise, we'll have to show it tonight.
That's all right.
If everyone wants to see it, you come tonight,
We'll be
okay?
here.
We'll try to get it on PowerPoint.
What time
Okay,
is
7
it?
o'clock, okay?
7
7 o'clock,
Okay,
don't be late.
We'll be here.
Bring your popcorn and ice creams.
Yay! Let's have the cinema session.
Oh, well, we'll be done quickly.
I'll put it on PowerPoint tonight so it won't work.
There's cinnamon scrolls tonight at
We've got to
6:30.
try to get this.
Oh, I recognize him.
Is
Do you
that,
remember him or her?
is that Sami?
Where did that, how did you find
Samba?
that?
Yeah, this is you might have the photos. It's a different.
The brother of David.
Anyway, that's modern. These are
Samba
modern
Deva.
pictures. These are all new pictures. That's nothing. These are all new
Oh,
pictures.
that's more recent.
Oh, yeah.
These are all recent ones. That's not what we're looking for. No, I saw it this morning. I found it. I was looking for it this morning. I found it.
Shots from the past. New Michael shots from the past.
No, it's not called that. It might be called.
Anyway, see if your homework.
remember
You
where
gotta
it's
find
called?
what it
It
is.
should be somewhere. Yeah, maybe those ones.
That one.
Prabhupada photos.
Anyway, we'll try to put something together for
We'll be
tonight.
here at 7.
Okay?
Yeah.
Promise.
Thank you, Mara.
We have to try to get. You have to work on compatibility with this system here. Otherwise, bring my own. Is my
It's okay, we're all on
PowerPoint
the same
projector
page
still
as you
around?
are. We don't know how to work on the computer.
I always use that. That's compatible with this guy here. Fully compatible. All these modern things, they're always such a headache every time. Gokulani, Haribo, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.